Welcome back to the channel, everybody. For today we're going to be working on two mini chests. They're all solid wood, so this should be a fairly simple process to just sand them down and use epoxy where necessary. But aside from that, it should be a fairly quick process to get these done and looking great. Now the first thing we're going to do to get started here is we're going to work on the drawers. Get them all nice and sanded down with the belt sander. Normally, when sanding down furniture, a belt sander isn't the most recommended, but since these are solid wood and not veneer, we don't have to worry about sanding down too deep and destroying the veneer in the process. Here we can sand down pretty much liberally and not have to worry about causing any further damage to the drawers. Now that the sanding is complete, we're going to go ahead and start filling out any little holes that we see on the wood with some wood epoxy. That way it can get a nice flush look. This is going to take a little bit of time since there are many holes that we found on these dressers. So we're going to go ahead and fill one up and then move on from there. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and move on and get these ready to be stained. We're going to go ahead and try to get all that loose dust out of the way, as well as give it a good acetone wash. We're going to be using some early American wiping stain. So give it a nice color. It'll really make the color pop on these drawers. Now we're gonna go ahead and move on to the actual mini chests themselves. Unfortunately, I didn't get any footage of me sanding these down. I was unfortunate enough to face some memory corruption during that process, but luckily I was able to fix it and still get some footage of this process. So we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing, give it a nice acetone wash, and then get rid of all that extra dust, as well as getting ready to stain it with the Early American stainer wiping stain. Now last but not least, we're gonna work on the legs. Same deal as before. We're gonna go ahead and give them a good acetone wash, brush off all the old dust, any excess dust that's on it, and give it a good staining. now after all this, we're gonna go ahead and get everything put back together and show you guys what the results are. After staining the wood, we did spray them down with a polyurethane with a light sanding afterwards. Gives it a good nice shine and that smooth feeling when you run your hands across the wood. As well as these are the handles that came along with them. Nothing much to do with the handles, just polished them up with some Brasso. Nothing too crazy, but really happy with the way these turned out. These look so much better than what we initially started with. And like I said, this was a pretty simple project. No crazy techniques were needed, but very rewarding nonetheless.